The Morgan Dollar series is easily the #1 collector coin, period. And if you don't believe me, look at 2023 and look at the Unk at 275 selling out. Look at the proof at 400,000. Look at the two-piece reverse proof at 250. And all of them disappeared. And they're doing it again in 2024 because of the popularity index. Where did that idea come from? Well, a couple of years earlier, they surprised us with the 100th anniversary pieces. And tonight, for a short period anyways, we're going to talk about some fun coins from 2021. Now, luckily, we have 3 of the 5 Morgans in inventory right now, so we can have a chat. Talk about a tough find right now. But when you look at what the government did and how they released it, and we'll talk about that, nobody wants to give them up. And I don't blame them. I don't want to give mine up, right? I have mine set aside. My guess is no different than a few of you possibly as well. The question is, did you get them all? Did you care to get them all? So let's take a step back. In 2021, for the 100th anniversary of the last Morgan dollar, which was 1921, we came out with a special 100th anniversary celebration. It was also tied to the first year of issue for the peace dollar. So our 2 big silver dollars in circulation are tied together, last Morgan, first peace. The U.S. Mint set the mintage figure on all the Morgans at 175,000. And we were thrilled at that because we thought originally there was going to be 1 coin. And they decided to make one for all of the mints. They opened this up on May 24th, sold out 175,000 coins in less than 3 minutes. The big issue was, oh, I can't believe this happened. It's like, come on, seriously? You can't believe that happened. So then 10 weeks later, August 3rd, they launched the second 175,000. We fixed our web issues and all that fun stuff. And they did make some improvements, don't get me wrong. But those 175,000 lasted 5 minutes. Then they waited 1 more week, and the last 2 were brought out August 10th, and go figure, the same time frame. And that's because we love them, but they only made 175,000. What is that relevant to? Well, as I referenced earlier in our chat here, 2023, we bring them back. We add 100,000 to the uncirculateds, Philadelphia, and it still sells out that fast. We introduced a San Francisco proof at 400,000, gone. We introduced a reverse proof at 250,000, gone. Now, that was all of last year's coins, and they're doing them all again in 2024. We're going to have a fun second half of the year. But how about the year that kind of got the Morgan dollar back on the map? Period. That was this year, 2021. Now, tonight I have 3 of them as I referenced. We have Philadelphia, no mint mark. We have New Orleans, the big O. And then we have San Francisco, the S mint mark. All of them had 175,000 across the board. All of them sold out, as I referenced a second ago. A tough find today. The competition, that Philadelphia, 400. The New Orleans, 389. And the San Francisco, 379. Look at our price. We're under 300 tonight for all of them, and it's a your choice opportunity. So let's go back to the concept of what the Morgan dollar is, right? And maybe why it's so popular and all the good bells and whistles that go with it. So for the longest time in our history, we didn't have a silver dollar, and it wasn't consistent. And that was because we didn't have enough silver in this country. We just didn't. 1793, the mint opens up. We have some silver coins, and in 1804, we kind of stopped making dollars. It stays that way for a long time, because we needed coins in circulation for the average individual. $1 was a lot, right? George Washington, the story of him and Martha melting their silverware and so forth. True. Find that, read it. It's a great read. So we find gold in California in 1849, right? The big gold rush, San Francisco, rah, and the westward expansion starts. And then a few years later, we kind of get stalled on the way, or we went there and didn't find our fortune. So we go north and look for other things. And all of a sudden, boom, upper northwest part of our country, we find the largest silver find ever in United States history, the Comstock lode. Well, now we have silver. What do we do with it? Well, they petition the U.S. Mint, they petition the government, let's bring out a silver dollar. We're 100 years old, give or take. It's time to start jumping in. And they do. And they have this gentleman, George T. Morgan, design the coin you see in front of you. Now, the nickname of the coin is really his last name, right? The Morgan dollar. We introduced it in 1878. It ran 27 consecutive years until 1904. And then, with all the funniness of the silver melt, in 1918, the Pittman Act, with Woodrow Wilson raising funds for us and the Allies in World War I, we had leftover silver. When it was all said and done, we went back to making the Morgan dollar again because the U.S. Mint could, until the peace dollar was ready. Great story. That's where this came from. So we introduced our beloved Morgan dollar 100 years after its last. And the excitement? I mean, I remember, maybe you do as well, some of them not fond memories of, did you get in? Did your order get stuck in the cycle? I.e., it kept on going around. You get the little clock showing up. It's like, yeah, it's like, listen to elevator music. Come on, process this order. And then after they took our order on May 24th or on August 3rd or on August 10th, they didn't deliver the coins until October, early November. Remember that? I remember people selling their pieces of paper with an order confirmation for a premium because they got a coin according to the piece of paper. They were one of the lucky ones originally. Market's been all over the place, but right now it's still on fire because it's where the modern Morgan started, right? 23, 3 of them come out. 24 coming up, 3 of them coming out. It's going to be a new aged Morgan program. Guys, let's put a 1-minute clock up, please. Lots of activity. I see a lot of you picking your mint. One here, one there, one here. A few people buying all 3. Again, what a great piece. But I have to, again, break down the overall numbers. 275, 400, 250. Those were the mintages of last year's 2023. That's the excitement level of where we are in the program and what they're doing with it. This is the original year, the 2021. Only 175,000 across the board. Significantly, we're not talking 20 or 30,000, 100,000 plus left across the board. The key is finding them because, again, nobody wants to give them up. So for a few more seconds here, P's, the O's, the S's, 3 of the 5 Morgans are available tonight. And yes, we're $100 less, we're $90 less, we're $80 less, POS respectively. Right? 400, 389, 379. Tonight at $299, under $300, it is an outright value. But that's what you expect here at America's Value Channel.